cousins. Happy Tuesday. Where are you guys? Come on in. Sure that you're registered so you can go. I got too much going on here. Hi, cousins. How am I saying happy Wednesday? Y'all know where I'm about to go, right? I'm about to have a whole live with Latrice feed, but that's not why we are here today. We are here for lunch and learn. So happy Tuesday. Good morning, Amber. Facebook user, I don't know who you. Oh, I do know who that is because those three roses give it away. Hey, Katie. Make sure that you click on the StreamYard link that's at the top of the page. We're going to wait for a couple more cousins to join us, and then we're going to get started. I'm excited today. I'm extremely excited today because God is about to do what only He can do, and He is about to demonstrate His love and His faithfulness in a whole new way. And so I'm excited. I am excited. How are you ladies today? What are you guys eating on today? What you eating for lunch? What's the good? Hey, Cleora. I am well, Katie. Thank you. I am well. What are you guys eating on for lunch today? I'm kind of excited because I'm not teaching. Like, I'm not the one that's sharing today. So I actually get to go into the room and I get to listen with you guys. Oh, Amber, you just finished? Okay, so Amber, where are you located? Because I don't know where you are. Hey, Connie with an I. Welcome. If you guys will give me some hearts and some likes just to notify the other cousins that we are on. Hey, PJ, good to see you. Cleora said mashed potatoes and greens. Girl, you better go ahead. Come on. Sounds good. Okay, Ashley said she had a protein shake. I'm going to try and be like you when I grow up, okay? I really am going to try and be like you when I grow up because I'm making this whole lifestyle change because I have to. It's not even optional, okay? She has gone from chunky cute to just chunky, and it's not okay. So she has to make some changes in her life. Amen. Katie said I already had lunch, of course, but I had spring rolls and dip. Ooh, how about you? You come up as Facebook user because you didn't click the link. If you look in the description of the video, there's a link there for StreamYard, and somebody can copy it and post it in the comments if you will, please. But there is a link there that you click on, and it gives StreamYard permission to use your name. Hey, Victoria. Okay, Vicky's not sure what she's eating yet. Okay. Connie is about to have breakfast. That's right, because you are PST. You're in California, so yeah, it would be breakfast for you. Hey, Karen. Karen, what is skip meal soup? Did you make that up? What is skip meal soup? I'm not familiar with that at all. So if you guys are listening, this song, when I tell y'all, it has been ministering to me for the last 2 days like crazy. And the words are very basic. It's just, take your stage, God, have your way. I'm just a vessel, nothing more. And when you're done, you get all the glory. I'm satisfied. Whew, just seeing you glorified. Okay, you woke up late. It's nice to have one of those days when you get to sleep in, girl. All right, so. Oh, you're skipping I thought it was a whole dish. I didn't know what you were talking about. I thought that was something that you had created. It was skip meal soup, like you had just put together some stuff that you didn't use in previous meals. Girl, my mind, look, I get real creative with stuff. Okay, got you. So you're skipping your meal. Got it. Yes, Katie, we can see your beautiful face and your name now. Thank you. All right, guys. So we are about to get started. I'm extremely excited because you are going to hear from none other than Miss Ashley Bondon. And Ashley has been a cousin here in P4P pretty much since the inception, since God gave it to me. And so I'm excited to see how God is using her, how He is speaking through her. And I know that she has a word for you on today. So please give Ashley your attention and receive from heaven. All right. Love y'all. Hey, Miss Ashley, you ready, girl?
Yeah, girl.
You got it.
Ring I'm gonna be.
All right. Enjoy.
Ooh, child. Hi guys. How are you? How art thou? I probably should have set my camera up a different way. I just got a ring light, so I'm being real pressed. Um, it's a delay. Okay. Yeah, so I am going to talk to you all about Daniel today. Let me tell y'all something. This lesson, this studying and this pool that Teresa's giving me is annoying, but it's also like, really, God, you want me to talk to people? What you want to use me? So it's like it's an honor, because the catch 22 is I know Trees hears from God, and it's so when she asks you to do something, like it's a God ordained thing, and so as terrified as I am right now, I know that God makes no mistakes. I know that He has given me a word for you all, and I am just going to let Him flow, and I'm going to do my best, and I pray that y'all get something from it. Um, Daniel was a necessary story for me because Daniel's faithfulness and obedience is so apparent, and it is something that I think that we all desire. We all desire to trust God the way that Daniel trusts God. Um and it was something that was just so endearing to me about not only the way that Daniel trusted God, but how God trusted Daniel. And so I'm going to talk about Daniel chapter 1. And in Daniel chapter 1, um, verse 1, you'll basically see it's where Nebuchadnezzar comes and he takes over the kingdom of Judah. Please know that this is not going to be eloquent. I be trying to be like politically correct. It don't always come out. So you're going to get the ALB version, which is the Ashley Lachey Bondon version of this story. And I hope it resonates with you all. Um, so in the beginning of Daniel, Nebuchadnezzar comes and takes over the kingdom of Judah. Judah wasn't acting right. They wasn't serving God. They were serving idols, and they wasn't doing what God required of them. And so God allowed Nebuchadnezzar to come and take over. The Babylonians to come in. And so the the thing that got me in this first chapter is let me pull up my mobile Bible so I can read to y'all. Y'all, it's weird just teaching because I know y'all like texting and writing in the chat, but I really just feel like I'm just talking to myself. um, Hold on, give me a second. So I'm gonna look at Daniel, chapter 1, verses 3. The CEV version, which is I think the Christian English version, something like that, or contemporary English version. Sorry. So it says one day King ordered Ashpenaz. See these names, we're gonna call him Ash. That's what we're gonna call him. We're gonna shorten his name. One day the king ordered Ash, his highest palace official, to choose some young men from the royal family of Judah and from other leading Jewish families. The king said that they must be healthy, handsome, smart, wise, educated. This sounds like my prayer list for my husband. And fit to serve in the royal palace. Teach them how to speak and write our language, and give them the same food and wine that I am served. Train them for 3 years, then they can become court officials. Now, this part stood out to me because I was reading it and I was like, God, well, why? Why? I mean, if he wanted somebody to serve him, why not just, he could have picked from the group of poor people of Judah, because it's easier to break them down. You bringing them into the palace. They probably gonna be excited because you done changed their conditions, you done upgraded them, and you're giving them the same food that the king ate. But see, Nebuchadnezzar was clever the same way the enemy is clever. It's amazing to me that he chose the young men of royal families, because in my mind, I think that he had foresight to think about the influence and the weight that they carry, and to think about the fact that they are the next generation coming up behind him. And I was like, he was preparing for the future. And that's how the enemy does us. The enemy sees stuff in us that we don't necessarily always see in ourselves. And so he likes to penetrate that. And so it was very strategic how he brought them in. And he wanted to train them for 3 years. 3 years. It could have been a couple of months, but 3 years, which means he really wanted to get in their psyche. So much so that he wanted them to eat the same food that he ate. He wanted to he changed their name. And that's what, let me tell y'all, preparing for this lesson, the enemy came at me so hard. Like, that's what he does. He will call you the opposite of what God calls you. And it's so crazy to me that while I was studying this, I never really paid attention. So with Daniel was one of the young men that was chosen, but along with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Now, we always hear about the three Hebrew boys and them being in a fire. Now, I did not know that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, first of all, was not their God-given name. That was the Babylonian name that they gave them, that Nebuchadnezzar gave them, because he was trying to change their identity. Girl, listen, let me tell y'all, that was good to me. When I was reading this, I said, whole time. And then here's the thing: we are calling them Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. That's not their name. That is not their name. Are you answering to something that the enemy, like, stop answering to not what God has not called you. So it really like bamboozled me. I'm like, whole time we calling Daniel, we giving Daniel the respect that's just due. He's Daniel the prophet. We're not calling his Babylonian name was Belteshazzar. I hope I'm saying that right. Let me tell y'all, because these names, but whole time I had no idea. We call him, now we always talk about it, Shadrach, Meshach, and Pastor Dwayne used to say a bad Negro. And whole time, that is not the name that God gave them. So that was so good to me, because one of my first points is who are you? The amazing thing about this story of Daniel in the first chapter is it is very prominent that Daniel knows who he is, and that he didn't allow the pressure of the things that were going on around him to change who he was and who he served. He knew who he was and whose he was. And and Hananiah, that's their names, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, benefited from that. They benefited from that because we don't hear a lot about, we know that they followed Daniel and the decision to eat vegetables and drink water for 10 days. So I'm getting ahead of stuff. Let me go back. All right. So after Nebuchadnezzar had his court official go out and recruit these men, they came back and they had to be, of course, trained. So in the process of training, you heard that the king wanted them to eat the same food that he ate. Well, Daniel made up his mind that he was only going to eat and drink what God approved for his people to drink. Eat and drink. He made up his mind. Like he made up his mind. That part stood out to me. So that's what it says. Verse 8 says, Daniel made up his mind. You know why we can't get consistent in certain stuff? Because we don't make up our mind. We don't make up our mind and be focused on the things that God has told us. He made up his mind that regardless of what was going on, that he was going to do with his God. So that tells me so much about Daniel's relationship with God prior to all of this happening. Because what we understand is that the kingdom of Judah wasn't following God. But apparently Daniel and his household, they was doing what they needed to do, because when he got in this situation, he didn't waver, he didn't falter, and him eating the wrong food could have cost him his life. And this is just over some vegetables. The king was probably serving fried chicken, ham. He was probably living it up. And Daniel was like, "No, I'm gonna eat these vegetables," which is what I need to do, child. Listen. But um, and then because he made up his mind, God gave him favor. God gave him favor with the official that was over him. So the person that was over the four of them, he was able to go to him and say, "Hey, listen, I is there a way that we can just eat vegetables and water?" And the official, like, he liked Daniel so much, he was like, "Yo, I hear you." This again, this is the ALB version. He said, "I hear you, but I'm afraid that if I don't give you the same food that we're supposed to be giving all of the others, that and then you don't end up looking as healthy and being like the others, that I'm gonna get killed for this." And Daniel was like, "Okay, cool." He said, "Tell you what, let us eat what our God ordained for us to eat for 10 days. Give us vegetables and water for 10 days. If we don't look better than the rest of the people, if we start to slack off, then we'll do it your way," right? So 10 days later, of course, they look better than everybody else around because they chose to follow God. It wasn't just about them eating vegetables and water. It's because they made up their mind that they were going to honor God. And here's the thing, Daniel's obedience to God didn't just affect him. His yes also affected the other three, because we don't know what the other three Hebrew boys' relationship was like. It doesn't say anything about them. We know that they trusted, in my perspective, they trusted Daniel enough to follow them because their life was on the line for them eating something that they weren't supposed to be eating. So Daniel's yes didn't just affect him. His obedience affected everybody. That's why it's so important to monitor the people that you have around you. Monitoring the people that you have around you is so important, because you following somebody's decision who's not listening to God. That's another thing about my single season. Sir, if you can't follow God, I can't follow you. You can't lead me, boo. You can't lead me, boo. That is so important. Your obedience is your covenant connector, and it's all through the book of Daniel. Like, we don't have time to go through the entire book of Daniel, but when I tell you, it's all through. We always talk about Daniel in the lion's den, but chapter number 1 is what set him up. Daniel, that's how he got that alley-oop. The three Hebrew boys, that's how they got out of that fire. They saw God through Daniel. Nobody talks about that. They saw God through Daniel. They were able to experience God through Daniel, through through Daniel's obedience. Y'all have no idea what your obedience does for somebody else. um, and so that really resonated with me. And because of that one decision, God made them the smartest, the wisest of all of the men, of all of the young men that they have gathered. They always outwitted everybody else. When the king needed an answer, they always had the answer. And because they were connected, because the three Hebrew boys were connected to Daniel, they got the same favor. God, the king, put them in charge of stuff. And here's the thing that really got me about that is that here you have Daniel and the three Hebrew boys who don't serve Babylonian God. And it's not like they hide it, but they have so much favor that in the presence of their enemy, that God elevated them. Do you know how mad I would be if I was in the Babylonian kingdom and here you come these dudes from Judah, and you don't put them in charge, and they don't even like our God. They don't talk to him, they don't serve him, nothing. But that's the amazing grace of God. Like, God will prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemies. Like, he will elevate you. And all you have to do is say yes. That's it. That's all you gotta do. All you have to do is say yes. Ooh, child. Okay. I'm trying to look at y'all comments. God, I pray that yes, make up your mind. Make up your mind to honor God. Yes, Marissa. All you have to do, that's right, Cheese. All you have to do is say yes. Your yes. And like Cheese always says, is just small yeses. Even me saying yes today. Let me tell y'all, when I got that text, I was like, you sure? And let me tell you what the devil told me. He was like, girl, there are people more qualified than you to teach this lesson. Like, you not eloquent. You just now diving into the word the way that you need to. Like, you done took one little class. And I mean, he was just coming at my head with all types of things, telling me everything. But my spirit man, because I have been building myself up on God's most holy faith and being a part of positioning for purpose and being surrounded by people who know God, was enough for me to pull from, to say, no, 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 no. God chose me for a reason. He wasn't mistaken in his decision. I know God. I know Treese hears from God. So she was not mistaken in her decision to choose me to teach this lesson. Like, there is something that God sees on the inside of me that I may not yet see for myself. But I trust. Here's the thing. I trust God. I trust God. And I couldn't say that a year ago, but I trust God. This is not my own ability. This is God's ability. This is God working through me. Because I'm gonna tell y'all, I taught this lesson yesterday to my friends, and I was terrified, and I probably did not get through as much as I'm getting through right now. And I was terrified. I was terrified right before I came on this thing. I was shaking. My voice was like this. I was like, okay. Truth is like, you good? I was like, girl, as good as I'm gonna get. As good as I'm gonna get. But I know without a shadow of a doubt that what's going on right now is all God. And I'm grateful. God, this is not by happenstance. God has set me up with a series of different things to help me prepare for this particular moment so that I could provide a message to you. I can tell you that I took Queen Esther at my church and it's a class that teaches us we learn about women in the Bible, and through learning about women in the Bible, in turn we learn about ourselves. God was setting me up. He was setting me up. Then when I started taking the Queen Esther class, I didn't know. First of all, this was before Tree started positioning on purpose. I did not know that she was gonna do it. She just sent me an invite out the blue, and I said, "Oh, what is this? Awesome." I don't even know we talked about it before she did it. She just sent it, and I was like, "Okay, girl, I'm here for it." Um, and then positioning for purpose started, and then I took the cohort, and then that's why the cohort is important. Now she ain't telling me to do this, but let me tell you, if you don't know who you are, if you are not flat footed and planted in the fact and who you are and whose you are, sign up for the cohort and stop playing. For real. Because it's so important, because if I didn't know who I was, if I didn't know whose I was, I could have smooth let the enemy talk me down. I could have let him talk me out of who God has called me to be by allowing him to call me whatever he was calling me and being like, okay, yeah, I accept that. I'm not good enough. I can't do this. But I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And I trust that God who has done a good work in me will finish it through completion. When Jesus, we're always evolving, we're forever growing, that we don't get to the end of ourselves. Like, we are constantly evolving. And so I'm grateful. I'm grateful for Trees. I'm not gonna cry on this thing because I ain't got time to do that. And Trees, don't make me cry. No, put them little tears away. Put the tear emojis away. Um I'm grateful for Trees for pulling on me, for being obedient to God, and for allowing me to speak to you all, because I don't take it lightly. You all are, including myself, we are her flock, the people that God gave her to lead. And so the fact that she saw fit, that she saw what God saw in me to allow me to say, to embark in you the things that I'm learning, because this Daniel lesson is for me too. Um, I'm grateful for that. And I don't take it lightly. So, Treese, I thank you. That's all I'm gonna say, because I'm not gonna cry. um, Let me see where I left off. I think for the most part, I gave y'all everything that I wanted. You have to, my three main points were who are you? Have have a made up mind and think about your influence. How your obedience is tied to your influence. Those things are super important. Your yes is not about you. It's never been about you. It's bigger than you. It's bigger than us. It's bigger than your fear. It's bigger than your preference of not talking to people. I don't want to do this is not me. I like being goofy in the comments and piggybacking off of other people because that is who I am. But it's bigger than me. And God is going to do exceedingly abundantly above all that I could ask or think. So this was not even a thought process for me. But because I was obedient to God, I'm in full expectation for Him to do something fantastic. I'm in full expectation to continue to be uncomfortable because I know that God is molding me and shaping me. This is the season for uncomfortability. Is that a word? I don't know. I made it one if it's not. Y'all gonna have to get used to being uncomfortable as you continue to grow in God. It's gonna require you to be uncomfortable, but what helps you in those uncomfortable seasons is you guarding your heart and staying in your word, because what's in you comes out of you during pressured times. See, we know that Daniel was flat-footed and rooted in God because with everything that was going on, to go from being in a royal family, he had servants. He was royal. He was in a royal family. They didn't go to the hood and was like, hey y'all, come here. They didn't go to no poor community. He had servants. He went from having servants to being a servant, to being a servant. And in the position of being a servant, he did not waver. He trusted God. This is chapter 1. We didn't even get to the part of how God gave him all of these prophecies and just all of these different things that came along. Him being in a lion's den and him being flat-footed and planted in God. You could see it. It wasn't. He didn't have God's favor by happenstance. People were encountering God on a regular basis when they encountered Daniel, and that's why they liked him so much. That's why he was able to get his favor. Because even in chapter two, Nebuchadnezzar has a dream. And he has all of his high officials, his wise men that have been around him all of this time. But something happens for Nebuchadnezzar because he challenges them. He has a dream. He don't tell them a dream. He says, yo, I need you to tell me what I dreamed, and then I need you to interpret it. And if you can't interpret it, I'm going to kill everybody. And I was like, this is a strong. He needed proof. He needed proof of the Babylonian guys that he served because he was growing weary in whatever he was doing. Because in my mind, why else would you ask somebody to tell you your dream and interpret it? Why would you? That's the challenge right there. And Daniel was the only one who could do it. And the crazy part is that when the other wise men couldn't do it, Nebuchadnezzar was like, kill them all. He was like, kill everybody. So he sent his soldier out to go kill people. And the soldier that he sent to go kill people encounters Daniel. He likes Daniel. He was supposed to kill Daniel, but Daniel was able to have a conversation and say, why is he doing this? All right, give me some time and I'll interpret the dream. Who do that? Who can do that? Who can do that? But that is all because of his yes in the first chapter. Like his yes in the first chapter, something so small as I'm gonna honor God through what I eat, which makes me think about Romans 12, 1 and 2 in the Message Bible. I'm gonna read that real quick. I'm gonna read that and then I'm gonna be done, Latrice. Don't be trying to hold me hostage or here. Hold on real quick. I'm gonna read that. I'm gonna read that for you because this is exactly what Daniel did. It says, so here's what I want you to do. God helping you. That's the point right there too. Take your everyday ordinary life, your sleeping, eating, going to work, and walking around life and place it before God as an offering. Your everyday life. It's not even a grand scale. Everything that you do should honor God. everything, every moment of the day. And then it says God helping you, because I think sometimes we think that we have to, it's in our own abilities that we need to study his word and we got to get this desire. No, God tells you to pray to him and ask him. He will help you even with your desire. If you pray and say, God, I just want this desire to study your word, help me make, he will help you. God helping you. That's what it says. So here's what I want you to do. God helping you, not by yourself, not without him. He's such a gracious God that he will help you. He will help you with your desire. He will help you. And so that's what I want to do. That's it for me, y'all. I'm finished. I ain't got nothing else. Streets, you can come back whenever you want to come back. I hope y'all enjoyed the lesson. I hope y'all got something out of it. Thank you, girl. Thank you, production.
Okay, so first I gotta say you did an amazing job. And so I struggle. Let me tell you why I struggle. Because I was back here. When I tell you going in, I mean going in. Like, only God, okay? Only God. And I bless God. I bless God for just this opportunity. I bless God to see you walk into this. PJ said something earlier, and I wanted to make sure that you saw it because it was prophetic what she typed. So now I got to go back through and see if I can find it. She said, Ashley, your yes was the last piece on your side. Watch what happens next.
Amen. I receive.
And so this step in obedience, it actually unlocks some stuff in your life. It unlocks you're going to walk into some manifestations simply because of your obedience to say yes to this. God is saying, because now you've taken the step, now you've obligated me to respond. Now I have to respond with my goodness. Now I have to respond with my blessings on your life. So watch what God does. And I'm not talking about something you got to wait a long time for. I'm saying watch what God does in your life in the next 7 days. Be in full expectation. So thank you so much. I'm gonna try because there's a lot of comments coming in right now. So let me see. Taran said, "Let me tell you, have helped me today. My eating will." Girl, you were all over my life when it comes to my eating, because when you started talking about, I was like, wait a minute, how she get over here and talk about the vegetables and the water? Like, God, this is for me, amen. And so
I'll talk about that Daniel fast. And when I was reading it, I was like, honestly, I hear about the Daniel fast all the time and what people do, but I don't know that I've ever heard anybody teach or I haven't experienced somebody teaching me chapter 1 of Daniel. And so when I started reading it, and I was like, I mean, the fast is cool, but it's bigger than that. Like, it was really about his posture and his position towards God. It had nothing to, like, we be fasting because we trying to lose weight. And wholeheartedly, I want to lose some pounds because I'm trying to get ready for all my husband lineup. I don't know which one's gonna come, but I got a top 5. So they but no, I just never heard anybody break it down. And I've read the whole book of Daniel. And honestly, the entire book of Daniel leaves me with more questions than it does answers, because it gets into like the prophecy of the kingdoms and when Jesus come, and then Revelations, and it's a lot. So first of all, the first question I asked was, God, like, why you have me studying Daniel? Because it's a lot.
It's going to be revealed to you. So be in full expectation for the next 7 years. I'm telling you, this is just the beginning. This is just the start, because there's so much more in Daniel's life that is applicable to your life. And I'm sure you see some of it, but there's so much more.
The dreams I have that some that I even had one last night, and I was like, what that mean?
Yeah.
What that mean? But yeah, that first chapter really got to me. I mean, because I didn't know that Daniel was with the 3 Hebrew boys. I was like, I just didn't pay attention to a lot. I was like, girl, I need to study my Bible. I'll be studying.
Girl, you need to go back and look at Daniel again, because there's some stuff that I need to know that I'm not aware of. But yeah, everyone is saying awesome job, awesome teaching, that you have helped them. Amen. Bless you, Ashley. Thank you so much. We're looking forward, for the next segment next month. Amen. On the second Tuesday, prepare your heart and your mind. Love you.
Love you.
Thank you. All right, cousins. Lunch and Learn is officially 6 minutes late, but I don't care. It was so good. Ashley did an amazing job. I'm just excited. While she was teaching, I actually got an inbox, and the inbox simply said, "You are birthing some teachers who are changing lives." I just want you to know that it is without a doubt. I know for a fact. Not there are going to be some leaders that you see raised up in P4P over the next month, and it's going to be mind blowing the way that the wind of God literally blows through this group. For those who have been intentional about positioning their lives to be used by Him, God is going to do some amazing things right here in P4P. You're going to see it here first. You know how you're going to see it here first. They're not going to stay here. I mean, they're going to take off, and God's going to do some amazing things in their lives, but you're going to see it here first. And I'm excited. I am excited for I'm excited for what God is doing. I'm excited that like I literally see lives changing, and God gets the glory for everything. God gets the glory for everything. I will never take God's glory, but I cannot tell you that I am not hyped, and it does not give me immense joy to see what my yes really means to other people. Because she even taught about it today, how it is so important, because your yes is not just about you, it's connected to so many others. So even though I give God glory for everything, I'm like, God, thank you. Thank you that my heart was even positioned to give you a yes. Like even that, I'm thanking God for having a heart to say yes. Amber said the questions you have from Daniel are the question God wants you to dive into for your next chapter. Absolutely. I would agree with that, Amber. Yes, I see it. You thought you teaching now was something. You are going to be the best teacher ever. Amen. None like a prophetic teacher. Let me just say. Connie said, thank you for sharing. Listen, you have an all-star lunch and learn team. Don't I, baby? When I tell you God is about to do something immensely dope in this group, I'm telling y'all, just wait. Just wait. All right, guys, we got to get out of here. I absolutely love our tribe as well, Marissa. I really do. I said that in P4P, we keep hearing about how your yes isn't even about you. Absolutely. It has nothing to do with you. I promise you it don't. Just be obedient and watch God work. God will do something that you never thought possible, that you never even thought, and it was important. Just like Ashley talked about the enemy speaking to her and telling her, she didn't have anything to say, she didn't know enough. I promise you, I got those same attacks. He still attempts to come at me sideways from time to time, and I have to continuously remind him, I know who I am. Like, I know who I am. And I thank God that I know who I am. And I know for a fact that is the reason why he has me start with identity in the Positioning for Purpose cohort. Even more, the newly developed cohort that's about to come, it goes even deeper into identity. Like, it's so important. It's the most important thing, because that's your foundation. That's your foundation. And the enemy, if he can knock you off your foundation, then he can completely obliterate what it is that God's trying to do in your life. So you have to know who you are. All right. I love you, cousins. I will see you back on tomorrow night for Live with Latrice at 8 p.m. And then again on Friday for Girl Chat with PJ and Latrice. I love you most, ladies. Have an